Oh, all right, Bourbon Quest. It's your host, Bourbon Steve. There went Q. You can come back up here if you want, Q. All right, so we made it through the Advent calendar, but what's even better than that is now we're down to determining the top 10 whiskeys of the year here on Bourbon Quest. Hell yeah, this is freaking exciting. So, all right, so I'm gonna go over just a little bit of the details. We're gonna try and push through these, and then, the final episode we'll spend a little bit more time. But so I went back and looked. Last year for 2021, we did 20 whiskeys competed for the top 10. We started out with 4 flights of 5, and then and then those 5, the top 3 would move on, and then the 2 that didn't make that flight would be eliminated, which would leave us with 12 whiskeys. We ended up throwing a 13th one in because I'd forgotten to put it in the flight, but nonetheless. And then we did those 13 using a scoring system, which we'll do again this year. So the initial flights, we don't use a scoring system. It's just we're going to do it. It's a little bit different this year. Last year we had, it ended up being 21. This year we actually had 28 that I deemed worthy to compete. So with 28 whiskeys competing, I'm not going to go through all 28 right now. You'll just have to stay tuned. So we're going to do them in, whereas last year we did 4 flights of 5. This year we're narrowing it down as far as the number in the flight to 4. We're going to do 7 flights of 4 whiskeys. So the top 2 from each flight will move on, and then those other 2 will be eliminated. So once we get through all 7 of those flights, that means we'll have eliminated it to half. And then those 14 bottles we'll do all at once, going through the scoring system, which when we get to that, I'll explain more about the scoring system we'll use. We're not doing the scoring system on the, elimination flights, but when we get to the 14 bottles, we will use it. I'll go ahead and just mention it briefly, but I'll go into more detail when we get to that episode. So if you haven't done so, that's why you want to subscribe. You want to ring that bell for notification, because these are going to be fast and furious. This will be from basically Christmas to New Year's, thereabouts. So you want to ring that bell also for notifications. That way you don't miss a single flight. And definitely the last episode when we do the battle of 14 to determine 10 through 1. So anyways, these are bottles that I opened this year and felt were worthy. And these are, I just kind of threw them together in no particular order to compete. So, hey, sometimes it's about the draw that you get too. So we'll see how that works. I've got some, I'm not going to reveal them, but I got about 3 that I think are your top contenders. But all these should be good. All these, if you get a chance to pick them up, you more than likely should, or else they wouldn't be competing. But we're going to get right to it. So I don't want to waste any other time, much more time. But so the top 2 from each flight will move on. That'll leave us with 14, and we'll go from there. So this is flight number 1. And so flight number 1, we have Wilderness Trail, yellow label. This is bottled and bond. I'm going to go through these, and then we'll mix them up, and then I'll restart. Dadgummit. So anyways, bottled and bond, so 100 proof, made from locally sourced grains from an old traditional mash bill, 64% corn, 24% wheat, 12% malted barley, copper column distilled from a single fermented batch using our sweet mash process, and put into the barrel at 110 proof, of course, then bottled at 100 proof. So that's that. And then you got, this year's new release. This is the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash, which is also 100 proof, obviously being bottled in bond as well. a blend of bonded American malt, rye, and Tennessee whiskey. Like I just said, 100 proof. Yeah, so that's going to be cool. And then, you know, a discovery I made this year was and I did a great episode on that with John J. Bowman, your alternative blends. Shh. So, if you want to learn more about why that is, you can go watch that video when I did John J. Bowman against Blanton's. But John J. Bowman, single barrel, Virginia straight bourbon whiskey, single barrel, also 100 proof. So I didn't, like I said, I just threw these together with no particular thing. So these first three are all 100 proof. Then, I guess you would say the heavyweight of the bunch is going to be this Four Roses single barrel, barrel strength, store pick, which is going to be at 122.8 proof. So obviously, you know, the heavyweight there from a proof standpoint is a store pick from Total Wine. OESQ recipe, 75% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley, aged 9 years, 9 months. So yeah, OESQ. So all right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a short break while we mix these up, and then when I come back, don't worry about what glass is behind what bottle, because it'll be mixed up using a high-tech, sophisticated, and dangerous process approved by NASA. Haha. That's a bunch of bullshit. I just like saying that, as you know. Alright, if you've watched any of my flights, I like saying that bullshit. Alright, we're gonna go mix them up. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Be right back. Alright, we're back. Alright, so you just saw where I went over the bottles, so I'm not gonna do that again. We just completed the high-tech, sophisticated, proprietary, dangerous method approved by NASA. Like I said, that's a bunch of bullshit. But anyway, so these are all mixed up. Where you at, Q? Anyways, don't pay attention to what glass is behind what bottle, because it's still relevant, because as I just explained before. I know you've already subscribed. I know you already hit that bell for notification. Then now smash that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithms to get this out to more people. That's appreciative. And then leave a comment. Let me know if you've had any of these, what your favorites of these four are. If you've had any or all of them, yeah, just leave a comment. Let me know. Let's get right to it. So, whiskey number one. And again, these are, don't pay attention to what glass is behind what bottle, because they've been mixed up. I think I know which one that one is. So, I definitely get some rye, some mint, brown sugar, baking spice. That is so good. I mean, the nose is, I think, extremely complex on this. It's just a mixture. I don't want to say too much. I think I know which one this is, but God knows I've been wrong before. But cheers, Bourbon Quest. Wow. It comes off a little bit harsher on the palate than the nose. Definitely get that rye spice. That should give you a hint right there. Yeah, but yeah, it comes off harsher on the palate than on the nose. The nose is sweet and inviting with that mint and pine, but then the palate, you really get that mint, that pine punch. I still like it. I still enjoy it, even though it's probably not my particular favorite profile. I can appreciate the nuances it brings, and I still do like it. Yeah, probably just for my particular palate profile, probably comes off a little bit too harsh, too rye forward, pine, mint, but it's not bad at all. I mean, I do actually enjoy it. I think it probably depends a little bit on the weather, the mood I'm in, and so forth. All right, let's move forward. All right, don't forget, stay hydrated, my friends. All right, whiskey number 2. All right, I got a hint of which one I think this is, but much sweeter. Definitely high corn mash bill. You definitely get that corn, that sweetness, caramel, vanilla, a little bit of toffee, touch of chocolate, and some mild fruit notes on the back there. Again, delicious on the nose. Let's try the palate. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, that's much more in line with my flavor profile. I mean, super sweet, very corn heavy, chocolate, orange, cherry, vanilla, caramel, toffee, butterscotch. Take a second sip. So sweet. Yeah, I definitely would rank that one over the last one. All right, let's cleanse the palate and then go to number 3. All right. Very similar on the nose as the first one. Maybe not quite as sweet, a little bit more bold. Yeah, probably a little bit more bold on the orange, caramel, vanilla. Not complex on the nose, but very sweet, very inviting, very seductive. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Again, a little bit more, man, get that sweetness on the front and then on the middle to back. A little bit more of that rye and that mint. Not as prominent as the first one. All right, let's take a second sip. Second sip was a little bit better. I definitely think at this point, 2 is first, 3rd is second, first at this point is last. We got one more to go. Alright. This is the best nose yet. I mean, there's definitely some proof on that. Definitely get, I mean, this is, you get those bourbon notes of caramel, vanilla, orange, chocolate, and then just the right amount of rye on that, which again leads me to believe I know which one that one is, but I'm interested to try this on the palate. Cheers, my friends. Definitely get that chocolate, that orange, caramel. I do get that rye, not as prevalent as the first one especially, but alright. Wow, man. Alright. I know first is still last. Well, let's just make sure. Yeah. First is last. Alright, we're going to run them back to see which of the first one is the last one. and then let's do the other 3, run them back, and we'll pick the top 2 obviously and eliminate 1. So let's hydrate. That's what makes these so difficult when you get down to the whiskey of the years, because literally they're all good. All right, cheers. There's something a little off-putting on that. I think it's going to end up being these 2. Yeah. All right, let's take one more hydration. Yeah, so first was last, second and third are moving on, and then fourth was whatever, third. So it's getting eliminated. So interesting to see. I'm not even going to try and guess. I mean, I kind of had an idea initially, but I kind of lost that train of thought. Doesn't really matter. 2 of these will move on. 2 of these will be eliminated. So the first to be eliminated, really? I did not see that. Really? I think it's going to be a shocker to y'all. Yeah, definitely a shocker to me. Because I think in this flight, this probably would have been my favorite to win. There's something off-putting about it. And I've loved this before. Really crazy. Alright. So, yeah, the first one to be eliminated was 4 Roses. The heavyweight of this bunch, because the other 3 are all 100 proof. This was, the heavy hitter, the heavyweight at 122.8. So, wow, that's a shocker. Oh well, and I love 4, especially the barrel. I mean, I'll always pick one up when I get a chance. I mean, I've picked up several. I've got 2 or 3, at least 2, maybe 3 others. I think I got 3 others. But anyway, so yeah, that's eliminated. Shocking. I didn't think it was. I actually don't think it would have won or even been in the top 5. I did think it would probably win, or at least be, if not first, second this round. So, but no, there you have it. I guess our first surprise on this. So, 4 Roses, single barrel strength. You're out of here. You're gone. All right. Which other one's eliminated? This is really. I mean, okay. So, the second one to be eliminated is Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Yeah, you're gone, Triple Mash. Thanks for playing, but both of those are still really good if you pick them up at least at MSRP, which I don't think either one of them really has much of a secondary value that I'm aware of. But yeah, so eliminated Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. So that means the ones moving on will be John J. Bowman and Wilderness Trail. So, congratulations to John J. Bowman single barrel, which actually I'm not surprised about that one. Yeah, if I had guessed on the front end on the two that would have moved on, I would have probably thought J.J. Bowman, because you can, if you go back and watch my video, especially when I compared it to Blanton's, I think this is better than Blanton's because it's basically Blanton's at a higher proof. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch the video, bro. It was back in the spring. Yeah, first quarter or early second quarter. You can scroll back and watch. So, yeah. So I would have thought from out of this flight it would have been Four Roses and John J. Bowman, most likely. Although, again, none of these are bad. They're all great, and especially at MSRP, which I don't think any of these four really have much of a secondary value that I'm aware of, which I don't play in that market anywhere anyway, so it's irrelevant. But no, John J. Bowman's freaking fantastic. Oh, that is so good. And then Wilderness Trail, I'm a big fan of what they're doing, and they just invested a bunch of money earlier, well, a few months ago. They're going to be growing by leaps and bounds to be such a young, I don't think you can call them craft anymore because they've exploded, and now with this infusion of money, they're only going to get better, bigger, and greater. So I'm excited about that. Cheers, Bourbon Quest. Yeah, let me know what you think. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. Do you agree? Do you disagree with the winners and the losers? I mean, I'm always interested to know what you think. But that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in. This is Flight 1. We got 6 more to go, and then we'll bring you the 14 to compete. What are you doing, Q? Alright, that's a wrap. We gotta go. We'll do another one before you know it. Peace out, bro. And remember, as always, my wish for you is that all your Bourbon Quest dreams come true. Haha, that's a wrap, yo. What are you doing?